Sorry we're a little bit late. It always kind of seems to happen that way. There's technical things and blah, 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 and it is what it is. We're going to get right into it because something that was really cool about the one that we did on Saturday was that it was fast. It went through it fast. We got through it quickly. So we're going to do that tonight. We're going to get through it kind of quick. We're not going to make a cocktail tonight because I went to the website of the thing that we're going to be trying and there were no cocktails on their list. So we're just not even going to do it. We're just going to try the bourbon as it is. Going to do a little water. Going to do a little ice. Try it out. All right. So, hope everybody had a great Halloween and the leaves are starting to come down. So we have that to look forward to. All right. Well, hey, let's without any further ado, let's get into it. I didn't know what I wanted to do tonight. I even went online and looked for like alcohol holidays. You know, like we missed another International Gin and Tonic Day, and we just a bunch of stuff. But so I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. So I was downstairs. I was looking through some bottles, and maybe we'll try this one. No, I got this one. Maybe we'll try that one. And then I thought, I've been wanting to try this whiskey. I've heard great things about this, and by gum, now's a good time. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So, let me read to you a little bit about the Redwood Empire. All right, with Redwood Empire, there's 5 different bourbons. So let me go back to that so you can see the different, well, they're not all bourbons, but so you can see all the different ones that they have in their lineup. They have the one that we're going to try tonight, which is the Pipe Dream Bourbon. They have the Emerald Giant Rye, the Lost Monarch blend of straight whiskeys, the Grizzly Beast straight bourbon whiskey, which is, by the way, is bottled in bond, and Rocket Top, which is a straight rye, which is also bottled in bond. So both of those last two would be 100 proof. So those are the 5 in the line right now. I have 3 of them. I have the first 3 that you see there, the Pipe Dream, the Emerald Giant, and the Lost Monarch. But tonight we're going to be trying the Pipe Dream. All right. So these are named after iconic redwoods in the Redwood Empire on the coastline of California, the amazing redwood forest, right? So it's the artwork depicts different caricatures of John Muir. Hi, Mike. So who's John Muir? Well, John Muir was an influential naturalist and early advocate for the preservation of the American wilderness. Worked a lot with Teddy Roosevelt. John Muir's philosophy regarding the spiritual union of man and nature inspires their distillery, in the heart of the Redwood Empire. So, it stretches all the way from San Francisco to Humboldt Bay and all along the Oregon border. Rough, rugged, sparsely populated area, still dominated by forest. Was endangered by a wildfire this last year, but they were able to save a lot of it, most of it. The protective grove of Muir Woods, named after John Muir, and the massive forests of the Humboldt Redwoods. The Redwood Forest is a perfectly balanced ecosystem. There you go. And for every bottle of Redwood Empire that they sell, they plant a tree. And right now, trees planted so far, 347,896. That's a lot of trees. A lot of trees. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. So, this particular bottle, let's hey, gorgeous bottles. I've never heard of them, but I love Teddy Roosevelt and a good history with my bourbon. Cheers. So, Mike, this is one of 5. Let me go back to the picture one more time. This has been making its way around the area, and I've heard nothing but good. People seem to really love this one, particularly. I hear an awful lot about the other 2, the Emerald Giant and Lost Monarch, but people are really starting to talk about the Bottle and Bond's Rye and Bourbon too. So, hey Carol, how are you? Thank you for joining us. So I'll go back now. These are the ones, and then today, of course, the Pipe Dream, Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. Now, I've not tried any of these. Like I said, I've got the first three, which are Pipe Dream, Emerald Giant, and Lost Monarch. I don't have either of the Bottle and Bonds. So, the people that I buy my bourbon from, very excited to start getting this in their store. You see this one particularly quite often, Pipe Dream. So if you get the opportunity to pick this one up, this is a great place to start. It is a bourbon. It is not a straight bourbon. It is a bourbon. Straight bourbon has to do with the distillery, and I forget everything, but it has to be from Kentucky, or if it's Kentucky straight bourbon, it has to be aged in Kentucky for a full year of all the rest of the time it's aged. It has to be from one distillery, so that's straight bourbon. This one is not a straight bourbon, it's just bourbon. Price roughly. Oh, I forget. I have to look that up for you. I forget. I will tell you what the MSRP is, because I just don't remember. It's going to ask me if I'm old enough to look. I am. Am I ever? I never get carded anymore, which I guess is a good thing. Although I get carded when I vote, which is also a good thing. So I'm going to look up Redwood Pipe Dream. $39.99. So it's not crazy. Excuse me. It's not a crazy price. So $40 for the Pipe Dream. And I'm not going to go, I'm not going to look for the rest of them. I guess I could. No, I can't. It's cutting me out. So, all right. So anyway, $40 for this one. And we'll see if it's worth it. I mean, it'd be hard not to be. This is 90 proof. Okay. See if there's anything on here that I need to meticulously crafted from hand-selected barrels aged at least 4 years. The aging statement on this is at least 4, but sometimes 13. Between 4 and 13 years is the age. Hi, Teresa. Between 4 and 13 years is the age of the bourbon in this. See if there's anything else here. This one is named for the 14th tallest tree on the planet. Pipe Dream is the first bourbon whiskey that they put out. Pipe Dream bourbon is made from barrels aged between 4 and 12 years. I'm sorry, 12 years, not 13. With a high corn mash bill. It's smooth and complex, a sipping whiskey. Mash bill is 75% corn, that's high. 21% raw rye, and only 4% malted barley. So, let's give it a shot. I'm using my Bourbon Trail glass tonight instead of my Glencairn. I've been using the Glencairn a lot, and I'm in love with these glasses, and I hardly ever use them anymore, so I really wanted to get one out and give it a shot. Some people I haven't seen here for a while, so Teresa, nice to see you again, and Carol, I apologize, I don't remember if you've been here before, but welcome to the Bourbcast. All right. We've let this sit long enough. I'm giving it a little bit of aeration. It's going to still be nice on the snoot. Let's give it a nose. We'll nose it. Okay, the ethanol is a little strong. The oak is a little strong. Definitely has a fruit overtone. Honey. The honey is strong. The fruit would be raisins and some citrus. It's got a powerful nose. And they describe it as that too. I'm looking at the notes here, and they describe it as a powerful nose, and it is. They say sweet maple, vanilla, and a hint of honey. No, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. I don't just mean it. I mean it. I really mean it. All right. I'm getting more honey than vanilla. They say honey or vanilla with a little honey. I'm getting the other way around. I'm getting more honey than vanilla, but that's why this can be fun, is different people pulling out different notes. A little pepper on there, but not much. It was as I pulled it away. Definitely something floral. I'm catching a little bit of that rye in there, a little toasted cereal. It's a little grassiness, which can be that rye. All right. Let's put it on the palate. I wanted to give it that 12 count. Wow. The bloom is very slow. Ooh, I'm feeling that go warm all the way down. The bloom is slow, but it stays to the tongue. It's got long legs, and I felt it going all the way down. The flavor is nice. Those floral pieces are coming out on the flavor as well. It's good, Mike. It's good. I'm going to give it another one so I can give you good legs. It's tough to describe everything. Okay, getting a lot of oak, honey, caramel. It's got a depth to it, real nice depth to it. This is a solid pour. Their notes are rich, deep, and complex. Roasted pecan. I can see that. I was getting something nutty, but I wasn't sure what it was. I was going towards Brazil nuts, but that's probably too sweet. Pecan is probably closer because it's got an earthier taste to it. Definitely more earthy than Brazil nuts. So I will tell you I agree with that a lot. I would say that. Lingering char, that's that oak I was getting a hold of. Vanilla, woody notes. Yes, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Black pepper on the finish, totally agree. I'm still getting honey though. When I try it, I'm getting honey on the Hey Michael, how are you? Glad you're here. We're doing Redwood Empire. This is Pipe Dream, named after the 14th tallest tree on the planet. For every bottle you buy from Redwood Empire, they plant a tree, which is kind of nice. This one is the Pipe Dream. It had kind of floral notes as well as I got honey and then a little bit of vanilla on top of that with definitely some caramel. The palate is giving me caramel, honey, vanilla. Pecans, I agree with that. Some pepper on the finish. Let's do it again. This is definitely they call it a sipping whiskey, and I'm going to totally agree with it because this is not a soft sell 80 proofer like Tin Cup or Basil Hayden or any of the 80 proofers, any of the Irish whiskeys. Those are so smooth, they're just you don't even realize you're drinking something 80 proof. This has got a little more to it, a little more chutzpah, Yeah. That honey just shouts at me. The honey and caramel. The vanilla's there, definitely oaky. And the pecans are just a little on the backside. Something floral, and it's really tough for me to pick it out. The first thing that comes to mind is marigolds, but marigolds don't even smell good. They would not taste good. They're very earthy. They smell like dirt. There's nothing about marigolds that smells good. They look good. They're very pretty, but they don't smell good. So I'm trying to think of something. I don't know. It's a light floral. I cannot pick it out. I don't know flowers well enough. Maybe I don't know. It's not sweet. It's not a sweet floral smell. I can't tell you. I don't know what it is. Maybe if I put it on a little bit of water, it'll open it up and I'll be able to identify. Let's put the label forward, shall we? So all these bottles I buy myself. These are not sent to me. They're not donated to me. Sometimes friends bring over bottles that they want me to try, like Kevin did a couple of weeks ago, and Jeff has brought me some stuff, and there's others that have brought me some things and wanted me to try it. But if it's not that, I'm not getting sent anything by the distilleries. I don't owe anybody any favors, at least not as far as business goes. So I added a squirt of that. That's maybe anywhere between a quarter to a half an ounce in that squirt, which is fair for as little as I have in this glass. I'm about to order some more glasses too. I know. I saw them and they're really cool, so I can't help myself. I'm sorry. Hey, they're cheaper than the bourbon, okay? All right. Here we go. Whew, the honey and the vanilla really stands out after putting a little water in it. Glad I caught this. I can't see it without my glasses, Michael. Hey, glad I caught the live stream. Hope all is well. Michael, yeah. I'm glad you're here too. I don't know if you've ever tried the Pipe Dream by Redwood Empire, but all the good news about it is true. This is tasty. This is tasty. On the nose now with water. Water's not going to affect the nose a lot, but I am getting a little bit more of the caramel notes coming out. Baking spices, which is perfect for this time of the year, I guess. I'm not going to tell you pumpkin spice because that ain't it. No. I know there's a pumpkin spice whiskey out there. You have at it. No. No. I'll throw that across the yard like I did the Southern Comfort. All right. Yeah, there's like, gosh. There's a spice to it. The cinnamon probably is part of it. If you're making a coffee cake, cinnamon's a big one, sugar. Trying to think of what else goes into a coffee cake. It's not anise or anise. I'm going to say the cinnamon. I'm getting cinnamon on with the. I didn't get it before. Digging the shirt. Yeah, I know. I got this at Old Forester in Louisville when I was there a couple of weekends ago. I parked illegally. It was such a stupid thing. I tried to get to Old Forester, and right there at Old Forester is the bridge into New Albany, Indiana. I really like going to New Albany. I've stayed in the hotels over there before, and there's a restaurant over in New Albany I really, really like called the Exchange Pub and Kitchen. One of my favorites. One of my favorite restaurants on the planet, really, honestly. I can name a few that are really great, but that's one of them, and I love it. So I almost stopped for lunch, but I was already late, and I didn't mean to go there anyhow. I just took a wrong turn and went across to New Albany. And I came back and I was frustrated, so I found an area that's a loading zone only in front of this apartment complex. So I just said, there's Old Forester, there's where I'm parking, enough said. So I was only in there for maybe 8 minutes, tops. I bought the Old Forester 100 proof rye, bought a couple of shirts, bought some tinctures and some bitters and some things that I wanted that I'd seen online but didn't want to pay shipping for, and didn't want to wait 6 weeks for FedEx to bring it, or longer. So I just said heck with it and parked illegally and got what I wanted and got the heck out of town. my eyes. Coachella Valley checking in. Yeah, man. Yeah. My kids have said they wanted to go to Coachella. When you're old enough to have your own car and pay your own gas and pay your own rent, and pay your own bail, then you can go to Coachella. Just saying. Don't know if it's the same thing. Okay, this is with the water. Mmm. 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 Wow. So, what that brought out to me was a little bit of the butteriness that the rye would normally bring to it. It definitely changed the viscosity of the mouthfeel. That buttery nature of the rye came out. There's not a lot of rye in this. The mash bill, again, is 75% corn, 21% raw rye, and 4% malted barley. So, yeah, I mean, it's got a decent rye content too, really. But it's that's there was something else. There's a lot going on in this profile. The toasted cereal coming out just a little bit there. Michael says he lives 5 miles from where Coachella is held. There you have it. Hence the name. I'm too old to go to something like that. Nowadays, if I can get a nice quiet bourbon and listen to a jazz band or something like that, one of my favorite places I ever found was before I had gotten into bourbon again. I was into microbrews at the time. And we were down in New Orleans. We had gone down there for a corporate meeting. And the first night, everybody went. They were going to go somewhere and get schnockered. I wanted to explore the area. And again, I was into microbrews at the time, and everybody else was still into like their name brand beers. But I found this little place in the French Quarter, not Bourbon Street. It's up closer to, I think, some kind of train station. And this has been a long time ago. This is before the first big Hurricane Katrina hit, which would have been 2000 and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to sound like I know too much. I don't remember. But it was, let's see, it would have been prior to 2007, so 2004, I think? Yeah, sounds about right. Anyhow, so we're down there, and I happened to be, I got stopped by my cab, and I took a few steps, and there I heard jazz. New Orleans, jazz. They go together, like peas and carrots. So I walked into this place, and I ordered a half a dozen. No, I didn't. Not yet. This was another time. I walked into the place, and I ordered a beer. I ordered a flight of beers. Just little tastings of these different microbrews. Excuse me, and over in the corner was a 3-piece jazz band. I was in absolute heaven. And then I went down to Bourbon Street and ordered my first oysters that I had ever had in my life. And now I love them. Love them. And I've been back to New Orleans once or twice since then, and I still like going. I tend to find myself in the same old places over and over and over again because you go to where you know, and I go to New Orleans so rarely that the few places that I know are the places that I go. So, like Felix's is the oyster house, and that's just off of Bourbon Street. Oh, their oysters are good. They're charbroiled oysters. Knock your socks off. Anyway, so if I could just sit down and enjoy a nice jazz band, like Japs in Cincinnati, they've got good jazz, good bourbon, nice atmosphere, like a little speakeasy. Perfect. Right on the front, that sip I got a little. I'm still getting it on the finish. I'm getting it. Apples. That's the fruit I've been trying to find. There's a little raisin in there on the nose, but on the palate, especially when there's water in it, I'm getting some apple. That's kind of nice. I like that. You guys are gonna like this one. I can recommend this one wholeheartedly, and I think you will agree with me. This is very nice. It's different. It's different than the Buffalo Trace products and the Old Forester products, and it's different, but it's different in a good way. We shouldn't be all lumped into one profile. You know, you find yourself in the Buffalo Trace and E.H. Taylor and Blanton's, and you find yourself at Eagle Rare and that flavor profile. You got to move outside of that. There's so many other fantastic whiskeys to try. And they're all very similar in some ways, but they're all very different in some ways. This one has got a nice complexity to it. There's a lot going on in this taste, and that's what I like about it. For a bourbon that is a blend between 4 and 12 years, some of the best parts of the mellow parts of that 12-year are going to be in there. Some of the harsher parts, the more youthful parts of that 4-year are going to be in here. I would tell you that the spice and the woodiness and the ethanol side of things, when you first get into it, probably indicative of that 4-year part of the blend. Whereas the 12 years where the complexity is coming in. It's full-bodied, even on water. It's not too dry, but it's activating. There's an acidity to it. My mouth is watering. Okay, one last test on ice. And my ice ball won't fit in that glass, so we're going to go with one of these rocks glasses. All right. All right. So, you know, I'm not a big ice fan. Don't get me wrong. I love my clear ice. It's gorgeous. And there are some bourbons that stand up to the clear ice quite nicely. There are a lot that don't, because the ice cools the drink and mutes the flavors. This is one, even at 90 proof, that I'm thinking is going to stand up to it. We'll see. That's plenty. All right, I'll leave it up here so we can see it. All right. I'm just going to let it sit there for a second. Chill out. Relaxify. I want to get it nice and cold. I don't want it to melt. So I'm just going to move it around a little. So pretty. I got two little areas that aren't altogether clear. I can live with that. Hey, Mike's watching. Mike Dugan, how are you, sir? From Allen County, nearby. As I cool this down and such, let me just remind you that one of the things that makes a show like this fun is all the new people that come to it. So if you like what you're seeing, share it. Share it with your friends, especially your friends and your family that like bourbon and like to get into tasting and things like that. I would appreciate it if you'd share these Bourbcasts and share the page, Beautiful Bourbon. If you're on Instagram, share that. If you happen to go to the blog, I'm a little behind on the blog again. That's beautifulbourbon.com. But share those things with people and let them know that you're interested in what we're doing and what it's all about, and that we try something new every week. I'm always taking suggestions too. So if you want me to try something next week, next Thursday, tell me what you want me to try. And if I have it, I'll try it. If I don't have it, I'll try to get it. That's how that works. And if you want me to do like a drink or something too, like a mixed drink, that's fine too. This didn't have any cocktails on the page, so I didn't go there. But I made 2 cocktails on Saturday, so you can watch those. I made a whiskey sour and another one, which was kind of from the seat of my pants. All right, this has got to be cold enough I can feel it through the glass. It got a lot sweeter. The flavors kind of held up, but the caramel really came out. It's a lighter caramel. It's not a darker caramel. Vanilla's strong. Honey's more sedate now. It's still there. The honey's still there. The toasted cereal went away. The butteriness and the rye all went away. Still very nice, very tasty. This is one that holds up decently on ice. I won't say that it has as much character. The boldness, the depth, everything that made it special, both on water and neat. I would not say that they're the same on ice. I think that this is a nice... It's got enough spiciness that you could do a cocktail with it if you wanted to. An old fashioned or a Manhattan. I wouldn't do anything with any of the special, like super blends, like a whiskey sour or anything like that. Then you'll be wasting this. Use something that doesn't have as much complexity for that, because you lose the flavor of the whiskey. But an old-fashioned or something simple like that, this would be a good one for that. A Manhattan, I think it'd be a good one for that. So again, hey, Kevin finally joined us. You're a milestone follower, it says. Awesome. Have we been doing this a year? I don't think we've been doing it a year yet. I think I started last Christmas. I mean, I was sporadic. I think I really got started about Christmas time last year, as far as doing it regularly every week, and then some. But we're doing Redwood Empire. Kevin, if you have this one, this is the Pipe Dream, named after the 14th tallest tree in the world. The world. I would tell you to, if you don't have it, get it. It's good. It's okay over ice. It's good both neat and on water. There's different notes that I pulled out of both. Water, a little more of the butteriness on the mouthfeel, but still quite flavorful. The caramel really popped. This is good. This is good. I can recommend Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. I have not opened the rest of them in the family, which are the 5 here. There's the rye and the blended straight whiskeys, and then the 2 bottled in bonds, 1 bourbon, 1 rye. I have the first 3 that you see on the left. I don't have the last 2, so I'm not going to do a fully featured thing. And besides that, I've done enough of those anyhow, and we see how I get when I'm drinking 4 bottles or 5 bottles or whatever. If I get all this tasting out of that many, I slur. You don't want me to slur, do you? No, you don't want me to do that. Cheers. All right. So that's a wrap for tonight. Redwood Empire, I will take your suggestions about what you want us to try next week. Want me to try next week. I don't think there's anything special going on, so I should be here on time, unless the internet plays with me like it did tonight. Do pick this up. Kevin's talking. We'll have to try them in Virginia. There you go. Drinking Bowman Brothers Pioneer, Virginia straight bourbon whiskey. I would not complain, Kevin, if you brought about all that back with you. I'm just saying, I haven't seen it. So if you happen to see it and you happen to want to bring me back a bottle, I'll happen to decide that, yes, I will take it. I will take it. I'd like to try it. I'm a fair man. I'm a fair-minded man. I will let you do that for me. All right. All right, everybody, again, thank you so much. Do share it. Tell everybody that we're here. And I'm going to wrap this up now and probably have another one of those, because I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to take my time with it. But I'm going to put it in this glass. I'm going to put a little water on it. And I'm just going to take my time with it, because I really do like it. And I do recommend it. It's one I think that you'll enjoy. Even if it's just to make a cocktail with it, I think you're going to enjoy it. So we will see you next Tuesday. Again, you'll find us here each week. You'll find us here throughout the week as we post news and information about the bourbon world and whiskey world. Who am I kidding? The alcohol world. And, of course, you'll see us on the blog, beautifulbourbon.com, and on Instagram, follow us there at beautifulbourbon. I really haven't done anything else, because this is really almost all I do on social media is just this, because social media is a blight. So, but hey, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week. And again, if you have a suggestion, tell me what it is, and I'll consider it quite importantly. Take care.